Hi, Assalamualaikum and good morning to my lecturer for the subject Puan Noor Binti Hassan. How are you, madam? I hope you in the good condition. By the way, before I continue, I will introduce myself. My name is Farah bin Faisal. I'm 24 years old and I take the course Bachelor of Human Resource Management with honor. And for sure, this subject I take English for oral communication. One. Okay, let's get to what I want to present in this video. Today I'm going to represent to you to explain about nature. What is nature? Nature is the broadest sense in the natural, physical, material, or universe. Nature can refer to the phenomena of the physical world and also in life in general. The study of nature is a large, if not the only part of science, although humans are part of nature. Human activity is often understood as a separate category from other natural phenomena. The word nature is borrowed from the Old French nature and is derived from the Latin word natura, or essential quality, innate disposition, and in ancient time literally mean bird. In ancient philosophy, nature is mostly used as the Latin translation of the Greek word physics, which originally related to the interesting characteristic that plants, animals, and other feeder in the world develop of their own account. One. Within the various use of the word today, nature often refers to geology and wildlife. Nature can refer to the general realm of living plants and animals, and in some cases to the process associated in inanimate object. The way that particular type of thing exists and change of their account, such as the weather and geology of the earth. And here I want to explain nature in 5 elements. The first element is Earth, only planet known to support life, and its natural feeder are the subject of many fields of science research. With the solar system is the third closest to the sun, is the largest terrestrial planet and the 5th largest overall. It's the most prominent climatic feeder and is the 2 largest regions, 2 relative narrow temperate zone and wide equatorial, tropical to subtropical region. Precipitations vary rapidly, location from several meters of water per year to less than a millimeter. 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by saltwater ocean. The remainder consists of continuous islands, with the most of the inhabited land in the northern hemisphere. Earth has evolved through geological and biological processes that have left trace of the original condition. The outer surface is divided into several gradually migrating tectonic plates. The interior relative with a thick layer of plastic mantle and iron field core that generate a magnetic field. This iron core is composed of solid inner face and fluid outer face. Conveyed in motion in the core generate electric current through dynamo action, and this in the turn generate the geomagnetic field. The atmospheric condition are basically altered from the original condition by the presence of life force, which create an ecological balance that stabilize the surface condition. Despite the regional variation in climate that stabilize the surface condition, despite the word regional vary in climate by latitude and geographic factors, the long-term average global climate is quite stable during the interglacial periods. And variation of degree or 2 of average global temperature have historically had major effect of the geological balance and on the actual geography of the earth. The second one is atmosphere. Why atmosphere is important? Because atmosphere is a key factor in sustaining the ecosystem. In the thin layer of gas that envelope the earth is held in place by gravity. Air is mostly nitrogen, oxygen, water, vapor, with much smaller amounts of carbon dioxide, argon, etc. the atmosphere. Pressure declines steadily with the altitude. The ozone layer play an important role in depleting the amount of ultraviolet radiation that reach the surface. As DNA is readily damaged by UV light, this serves to protect life at the surface. The atmosphere also retains heat during the night, thereby reducing the daily temperature extreme. One. The third one is weather. Terrestrial weather occurs almost exactly in the lower part of the atmosphere. It serves as a conveyor system for redistributing heat. Ocean currents are another important factor in determining climate, particularly the major underwater thermohaline circulation, which distribute heat moderate the different temperature between winter and summer temperate zone. Also, without redistribution of heat energy by the ocean currents and atmosphere, the tropic will be much hotter and the polar region much colder. Weather can have both beneficial and harmful effects. Extreme in weather, such as tornado of hurricane and cyclone, can expect large amount of energy along their paths and produce of devastation. Surface vegetation has evolved a dependence on the seasonal variation of the weather. A sudden change lasting only a few years can have a dramatic effect both on the vegetation and on the animal which depend on its growth for their food. The fourth is about climate. Climate is a measure of the long-term trends in the weather. Various factors are known to influence the climate, including ocean current, surface albedo, greenhouse gas, variation in the solar luminosity, and change to the Earth orbit. Based on historical record, the Earth is known to have undergone drastic climate change in the past, including ice age. Heat climate of region depend on number of factors, especially latitude. A latitudinal band of the surface depend with a similar climatic attribute form a climate region. There are a number of such of region ranging from the tropical climate at the equator to the polar climate in northern and southern extreme. Weather is also influenced by the season, which result from the Earth axis being tighter relative to its orbital plane. Thus, at any given time during the summer or winter, one part of the Earth is more directly exposed to the ray of the sun. The exposure alternate as the Earth revolves in orbit at any given time regardless of the season. The northern and southern hemisphere experience opposite season. The last element in nature is water on the earth. Water is chemical substance that is composed of hydrogen and oxygen H2O and is vital for all known forms of life. In typical uses, water refer only to liquid form or state, but the substance also have solid state, ice, and the gaseous state, water vapor or steam. Water covers 71% of the Earth's surface. On Earth is found mostly in ocean, the other large bodies of water with 1.6% of water below ground in aquifer and 0.01% in the air as vapor, cloud, and precipitation. Ocean hold 1971% of surface water, glacier, and polar caps. Ice cap 12.4%, and other land surface water such as river, lakes, and ponds is 0.6% annually. A minute amount of the water is contained with biological body and manufactured product. The example of place water is. Legs dex means a leg from Latin word lacus. It's strange feature or physical feature. A body of liquid on the surface of the world that is localized to the bottom of basin. Another type of platform and strange feature. That is not global and move slowly if it move at all on Earth. A body of water is considered a lake when it's inland, not part of the ocean. It's a large and deeper than a pond and is fed by a river. The second is a pond. The pond is a body of standing water in the nature of man-made. They are usually smaller than a lake, little smaller. A wide variety of man-made bodies of water are classified as ponds, including water garden designed for aesthetic ornamentation, fish pond designed for the commercial fish breeding, and solar pond designed to store thermal energy. The third is the river. A river is a natural water course, usually fresh water flowing toward an ocean, a lake, a sea, or another river. In a few cases, actually, if you wanted to know, a river simply flows into the ground of dry earth completely before reaching another body of water. And the last is stream. Stream, not a stream game. It's a streams. Stream is a flowing body of water with current confined with a bed and steep banks. In the United States, a stream is classified as a water course less than 60 feet, means in maybe in 18 meter wide. Still are important as a conduct in the water cycle. It's remain in groundwater recharge and serve as a corridor for fish and wildlife migration. The biological habitat in the immediate vicinity of a stream is called a riparian zone. And in the conclusion, here we as a human being need to work together to take care of our earth. Why? Why? We need reason why. Because all the systems are preserved so that our child and our generation in the next step forward will feel the nature in the purpose naturally. So that's all for my speech. I hope Madam Puan Noraja, you enjoyed the video. If anything mistake that I do in video, I hope you forgive me. So that's all. Thank you, Madam, for spend the time for watching the video. So Assalamualaikum.